Hello everybody, it's everyone's favourite feisty feline, Zephyr's Gracepaws here, and today we're back. We're going to go through Google and see the autocomplete terms for various different furry phrases. So like, we'll give it do furries, and then we'll just see what it autocompletes as, and then just have a chat about it. Okay, so we've been given a bunch of trending things. News UK, dinner recipes, 24-hour supermarket near me. We're not going to go for those. We're going to start with do furries. Oh, we've got some good ones here. So, do furries have rights? Yeah, furries are people. Therefore we have rights. Do furries identify as animals? No. That's so. People who identify as animals are called therians, whereas furries are not necessarily therians, though some furries are, but inherently furries do not identify as animals, which kind of also answers the second one, which is, do furries think they're animals? No, we know we're not animals. Next up, oh, this one's interesting. This one will make the thumbnail. Do furries wear diapers? No, well, not no. In my case, no. Inherently, no. Though there are furries that do wear diapers, and that's okay too, but it's not my thing. Though inherently furries do not wear diapers, some do. Do furries say, oh whoa? We also say, oh whoa. Do furries have a flag? Probably, actually. I mean, I've not seen one, like, specifically. I've seen sort of custom ones that are like the pride flag with the paw print in front of it, and that's sort of to signify sort of gay furries and that kind of thing. But as far as I'm aware, there isn't one, but there might be one, but I've not seen it. So yeah, look it up and let me know. Do furries want to be animals? I guess some probably do. Me, not really. Okay, let's move on to the next search term. Okay, so the next one is are furries? Are furries LGBTQ? Once again, this is one that's like, not by default, not all furries are LGBTQ, but there are a lot of furries that identify as LGBTQ. I think it's like the majority of the fandom. I've read various different figures, so I'm not quite sure which is correct or whatever, but I know that it's somewhere between like 80 and 90% identify as LGBTQ in some way. So that's pretty cool. Are furries illegal in England? God, I hope not. Are furries legal? Yes, furries are legal. I mean, that's the thing I don't get about furry hate, is that furries ultimately are doing kind of nothing wrong. There's nothing like morally or legally wrong about what furries do in terms of sort of gathering, wearing gathering at the moment, but in general, gathering, wearing fursuits, adopting a fursona, that kind of thing. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, so I don't know why people are questioning whether it's legal. I guess maybe people think of it as just like a sex thing, so they're like, it's a weird illegal sex thing, but yeah, it's really not. So it is legal, yes. Are furries a gender? No, that's not how gender works. Are furries, oh wow, okay. Are furries a race? No, once again, that's not how race and gender work. Are furries kid-friendly? For the most part, yes, because as previously discussed, furries are not inherently a sexual thing. It's not about weird sex stuff. It's more about, a hobby where you can be creative and dress up as characters and roleplay and stuff like that. So it is kid-friendly, but there is the side that isn't kid-friendly. So as much as I say it's not a sexual thing, there are people who do enjoy that. So ultimately, like, the mainstream furry culture is like very kid-friendly, though there will be the sort of sexual side to it, but they tend to keep themselves to themselves. Are furries against the Bible? Yes, as written by Jesus himself, thou shalt not don a fursuit. Okay, this next one should be interesting. Where do furries get their costumes? Fursuits are mostly, for the most part, all custom. Like, so somebody will request a commission from an artist who makes fursuits, and then, they'll send them the designs, and it'll all be like completely custom. And it's very expensive. I've looked into it, and it's not cheap, but it's worth it, and it's cool, and it looks really cool. But yeah, it's for the most part completely custom, commission based. Though I know that there are a few costume makers who do sort of almost like sampler sales, so they'll make a fursuit for promotional photos, and then they'll go on to sell that as like a pre-made. So, there is a mix, but for the most part, commission-based custom is almost 100% the way. Where do furries come from? All over the world, there's furries everywhere. There's a big furry community in England. There's a big furry community in America. There's a big furry community in Australia as well. There's a few fur cons there. There's a big one in Russia, big furry community. So, all round, there's not one specific place that furries come from. Where do furries originate from? Well, thousands of years ago, the furries crawled out of the ocean and started to walk on land. Obviously, they weren't bipedal to begin with, but they eventually evolved there. And then from there, we had furries. No, of course not. There's no real evolution of it. There is the evolution of the furry fandom. So, originating from, in terms of how did it start? It started off by someone who just happened to be a fan of furry characters, and it kind of grew from there. And he gained loads of support for that. And it just evolved into this whole thing. There's a really good documentary on it, actually, because I'm waffling here and I can't really remember most of it. But there's a really good documentary, link in the description. It is called The Fandom by Ash Coyote. Link in the description. Really, really good. Where do furries get their money? Well, I think most furries probably work for their money. There might be some furry criminals out there, stealing from banks in full fursuit, but I think the majority of furries get their money from, working. And the final search of the video, why do furries hate cheese graters? I'm honestly not too sure about that. I've seen that as like a meme, but I never really understood it fully. I think it's, and I'm probably very wrong, so feel free to correct me in the comments, something to do about Sergals. So Sergals, the meme is that their head looks like a block of cheese. So maybe it's something to do with that. Let me know in the comments if I'm way off. Why do furries use the lipstick emoji? Oh my. Google it. Why do furries get bullied? I don't really know, to be honest. It's sad because I feel like a lot of the internet hates furries, and I don't really understand why. I think it's just like different and weird, therefore we don't like them. But yeah, it's I don't understand the hate. Why do furries use Telegram? I'm not too sure of that, to be honest. Telegram, for some reason, it's a weird one. It's been adopted by furries. When in reality it's got, really good protection, and it's end-to-end encrypted and all that good stuff, just like WhatsApp. But for some reason, really big with furries. I would maybe think it's the stickers, because you can have like custom stickers of your persona, and it's free, unlike Discord. Like, you can make a Discord emoji, but to use it like in DMs and stuff, you'd need to pay for Nitro. So maybe that's the reason that furries use Telegram. So there we go, those were just a few of the search results that come up when you type various furry things into Google. Thank you for watching, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.